Cutworms is a generic name for the caterpillar stage of multiple species of moths. Cutworms get their name because they cut down young plants as they feed on stems. Seedlings are most susceptible to cutworm feeding. Physical removal is effective in many cases. Cutworms can cause serious damage to crops. How can you know that you're dealing with a cutworm? Most cutworm species look very similar. Caterpillars are smooth with very few hairs and are about 2 inches when fully grown. They typically curl into a tight C shape when disturbed. They can range in color from brown or tan to pink, green or gray, and black. Some cutworms are a uniform color while others are spotted or striped. Some larvae are dull and others appear glossy. The damage that cutworms can cause to your plants. Cutworms curl their bodies around the stem and feed on it. This feeding causes the plant to be cut off just above the soil surface. The number of cutworms found can vary a lot each year. When their numbers are high, there can be several damages caused. Black, bronzed, and army cutworms can cause serious injuries, attacking and cutting new plants nightly. The variegated cutworm can climb the stem of trees, shrubs, vines, and garden plants and eat the leaves, buds, and fruit. Species such as glassy cutworms remain in the soil and feed upon roots and underground parts of the plant. Cutworms feed in the evening or night and hide in the plant debris or soil during the day, and it is not uncommon to see damaged or clipped plants and no larvae. New plants or young plants have more chances of injury because their stems are smaller and more tender. Damage is most severe in the early season when plants are small and have tender tissue. Cutworms are active throughout the summer, but are rarely a problem after spring. Now, if you stay in a tropical country like I do, that means cutworms are active throughout the year because our weather is almost like summer every day, every time. Cutworms will attack your pepper, but you need to know that cutworms are general feeders that can attack a wide range of plants. Vegetables they feed on include asparagus, beans, cabbage, and other crucifers, carrots, celery, corn, lettuce, peas, peppers, potatoes, and tomatoes. A few species feed on tough grass. Now that you know all about cutworms, how can you manage cutworms in your garden? 1. Monitor your garden for cutworms. How do you do this? Check your plants in the morning when damage is fresh and easier to see. Watch for plants cut off near the ground or plants that are wilting. When cutworms chew on the stems but do not sever the plant. If you see droppings on the ground, it is a sign of cutworm feeding. Check your garden for cutworms in the late afternoon and evening when cutworms are more active. To confirm that cutworms are present, run your hand over the soil, rolling over soil clumps and other potential hiding places within 1 foot of the damage. If cutworms are present, they will curl up into a C when disturbed. For some species that hide in the soil like black cutworm, a noticeable hole may be present in the soil near damaged or cut plants. Control of cutworms is more effective when the larvae are small. For some crops, such as tomatoes, peppers, and celery, you may run into cutworms that climb stems and feed on leaves and fruit later in the growing season. Another thing you can do to manage cutworms in your garden is to change the garden environment. How do you do that? Remove plant residue to help reduce egg-laying sites. Remove weeds, which serve as an alternate host for young cutworm larvae. Till your garden before planting, which helps expose and kill larvae that have lived through the winter. Use compost instead of green manure, as manure may encourage egg-laying. Till your garden in the fall to destroy larvae or pupa in the soil. Maintain a 3 to 4 foot buffer of dry soil along the edge of the garden to make it unattractive to cutworm. Another thing you can do to control cutworm in your garden is to practice physical contours. Use barrier to keep cutworms out. How can you do this? 1. You can place aluminium foil or cardboard collars around transplants. This creates a barrier that stops cutworm larvae from feeding on plants. Second, you can place the collars around plants such that one end is pushed a few inches into the soil and the other end extends several inches above ground. This should prevent most species of cutworms from getting to your plants. The other one is you can use pesticides, though you need to know that pesticides are usually not necessary in a home garden. In the process of you monitoring for cutworms, did you know that there are some traps that can be used to also trap cutworms? Black cutworm adults can be trapped using a bucket trap and black cutworm lure. Check traps weekly if you use the traps. As you know, a lot cutworms and all the different kinds of worms that attack pepper, they have similar ways that they can be controlled, as we've been sharing from the start of this series of pepper insects. With cutworms, you often don't know that they are around until you walk outside one morning and find all your pepper seedlings cut off at ground level.